Well, actually Raymond's uncle had it in his shop up there in Kansas, started doing a restoration on it, and it kind of stalled out. We were up there, what, 3, 4, or 5 years ago, and I said something to him about if that car ever comes for sale, let me know. And I guess the guy, the actual owner of it, passed away, and the family decided they wanted to sell it, so he hollered at me here about January or February, and we wound up going up there and getting it and making the deal.
So Raymond, how come you didn't buy it if that's your relative?
The slip, I guess.
That's a brain fart there.
Yeah. You know, you look at something for a long time, don't even think about it. You can literally, just like driving by a car every day, you see it, you don't even think nothing about it till it's gone.
That's true.
There's an original fender tag that they took it off when they painted the car, and haven't put it back on yet.
Have you decoded it? Where's the...
Yeah, I've got a printout. Well, this is a fender tag decode report here. It shows all the options, the build date, etc. on it. I mean, it's power brake, of course the V code being a 440 6-pack engine. It's Alpine white, and it had the red interior. Has the build date on it. It's a painted top. It's not a vinyl top car. Super performance axle package is the 410 ratio with the Dana rear end in it. It has power brakes, but the V-code cars, 1970, none of them had air conditioning. How long it's been parked, I don't know the answer to that. It's been in that shop up there for about 10 years, I know of. Prior to that, the odometer on it over there shows 15,000 miles, and he swears up and down it was not rolled over. So it's been parked the majority of its life. So it has set 99% of its, 48 years it's been around. A guy named George bought the car in very late 70 or early 71 from the original purchaser of the car. That guy either volunteered and joined or was drafted into the service in the end of 70. And instead of putting the car up and storing it, he sold it to this guy named George. Well, George owned it up until either 2015 or 16. He's the one that had it in Raymond's uncle's shop being restored. And the brother, they were kind of co-owners of it by then. But anyway, George died, and the brother named Tony didn't want to finish it, and they decided just to let it go. So Tony, I actually bought the car from Tony. The car was titled in George's name.
Okay.
Here's the dash pad, has shows the V code on it, which matches all the other stampings on the car, the block and everything, transmission, cowl, fender tag. This George that had the car, I guess, owned a paint and body shop, and he had painted a special paint job on it. I can find it in here. Yeah, I went right to it there. It's hard to see in these pictures in the magazine, but this is like looking on the ocean. That's Columbus's 3 ships, the Nina, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, that floating on the ocean out there. Across the top of the car, it has the Spirit of 76, and this is what they wrote up about the car on it. January 1976, Street Machine. It was just the paint job. Like I say, there's the tires and wheels are what I still have with the car there. This is actually the original spare that came on the car in 1970. It's been sitting in a barn for I don't know how long, but it's F70 14 polyglass tire. That's what they came with. This is one of the front tires it was on in that magazine. Of course, they're extremely dirty compared to them, but here's a photo album he gave me that he had of the car where it shows the paint job he had on it a little bit better than you can see in the magazine there. There's multiple Polaroid shots of it. The car was invited to some Darryl Starbird shows. And this is some pictures of it actually at the show. Here he is working on it when he was doing the paint job on it. And there, all these pictures here is when he was actually painting it. Here are pictures of it sitting at the Starbird show in Kansas City.
Hey Jeff, show us the hoods.
Yeah, I actually got 2 hoods. This is the original hood of the car, has not been worked yet. It's pretty decent shape. It just needs, cleaned up, straightened up, and blocked, primed and blocked. This hood is just a spare that they picked up in case it's in better shape than the original, which is actually pretty good. Just an extra. He gave me all the extra parts he'd accumulated, which was quite a bit. The fenders that actually came on the car are at a metal shop here in town. They have I guess we call it dustless blasting system over there. They're going to clean them up for me and see if there's any repairs we need to make in those. I've got several extra spares here that I'm probably not going to need, but they came with the cars. They did got a tremendous amount of surface rust. That's why he's going to go back and clean them up again and see if we need to do any repairs. And I'm sure there's a couple of little spots on there that looks like they're going to need a little patchwork. I've got the seats back here in the back here now. They're there, they're complete, but they definitely need redone. They've sat in a box in a barn for who knows how long, 10 plus years minimum. They're pretty weather cracked and kind of rough, but they are there. They're all complete. The doors, they've already got blocked out and are ready for final sanding and shoot the color. The trunk deck lid is there with the doors. It's already blocked and ready to get some color on it. The 727 automatic, it's in the car. It's already in it. Rear end's in it. Like I said, all the suspension, everything's back in the car and done.
So Jeff, tell me what you're going to do with it.
Well, so I'm going to finish getting the GTO back together and where I can kind of get it together, get it out of the way for right now, put it in the corner, store it, and then I'm going to start seeing about getting it put back together. I've got to have the interior pieces recovered, the dash, have it redone. I'll have to buy a wiring kit. I've got all the wiring to it, but the wiring needs replaced. So I've got some stuff I've got to buy, and I'm gonna start accumulating the parts to it and do what I can. The doors, deck lid, and all that's already blocked out and ready to go. We're going to paint those. Probably towards the end of the month and get those put back on the car. Just start doing a little here and there as I get this car out of the way. Just an original 70 Cuda.